sometimes it defaults, so nobody heard any of that. I've just been talking to myself. Thank you for pointing it out. Just as the plane goes into a free fall. But yeah, sometimes my streaming software cancels the mic, and I was playing around with stuff last night, changing some settings. Good morning! As reliable as ever. Yeah, we're going from RAF Warton to Istanbul International. So, thank you very much for tuning in. Got a few of you here already. We need a couple of more subs to make this rotate round. Top right of your screen, you'll find the sub button. It's free of charge here. It's not like Twitch and Kick. You don't have to pay. And obviously, any follows that you do give me are completely free and massively help. But the key thing with this type of stream, it's not the same as YouTube normal, as you'll see. I've snuck in via your shorts feed. If you click the top three buttons on the left-hand side as well, that's where you give the stream an actual like. You can do the hearts as normal from the chat, but you can also like the stream, but it's not on the page to start off with. Any questions anybody's got, let me know. I don't normally fly planes like this. This is, and I think Mark will back this up, this is very rare for me to be flying like this. Me up in the air, flying in the sky and not 20 foot off the ground is completely different. Thank you for the likes. You found the like button. Amazing. But yeah, I'm going to fly all the way. We're not messing around with autopilots and stuff. If I need to do something and run and grab a drink, I'll just climb the plane up and we'll fall out of the sky, and hopefully I'll get back in time. But yes, normally I'm about 20 to 30 foot off the ground in an F-22, an F-15, a MiG-29. That's my style of flying. But I just wanted to chill out, see what a morning stream's like on YouTube. I'm not new to streaming, and I'm not new to YouTube, but I'm new to YouTube streaming. That makes sense? Understand? You understand? But everybody loves a C-17. We've got some amazing cinematic cameras that I can use as well. But I'm not using any autopilot. Everything that you see will be me flying on a flight stick, and I have to keep my hands on for 3 to 4 hours. So it could go very well, or it could go very wrong. My flight stick, I recalibrated the other day, but I am getting pushed around in the air a little bit, so there is no balanced. There's no balanced anything. Nothing. There's no assistance here. I turn everything off as well, which isn't what I should do. So I should have probably put some assistance on. But because of the way that I fly the jets, I turn everything off so that I can push the jets a little bit more. So taking a C-17 all the way to Turkey for my first long flight in probably a year is going to be a bit of a challenge. But yeah, I need 2 people this morning to step up and hit that follow button, and we'll get to 3840. I'm planning to get to 4,000 as quick as possible, so I don't know. Maybe I've seen what these streams can do this last couple of days. It's my first week properly streaming back on YouTube after probably a 6 or 7 year hiatus of streaming over here properly or consistently. But things tell me that we might be able to get to 4,000 quickly. Like the previous streams, I'm trying to work out different games and stuff. And I'm not using any assistance to thing. You can see, I know you can't see the map. I know it's too small. But you can kind of see the flight line that's on it. And we're already way off target. But we'll get to Istanbul. Don't you worry about that. Maybe. But I'm not against behaving myself and not behaving myself in dipping down or my speed's not strong enough for it yet. I'll stick a few rolls in at some point as well. My speed is awful actually. Let me get my speed up with a bit of a a bit of a dip, and then we'll even it out a little bit better. Bam bam ba dum bow do 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 do. Bam 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 bam. We are all over it. It's properly getting pushed around by the wind. You're still playing Skull and Bones. It's properly hooked you, that, hasn't it? It was when you said if you've played Assassin's Creed Black Flag, then you'll love it. And I'm like, I didn't even touch Black Flag. You've done 100 hours already. Wow. 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 I'm going to use a little button on me flight stick and see whether that controls that a little bit better. Yeah, it does. It's worth doing. I can lock the rudders on my flight stick, which should stop it. Should stop it from doing that, which it clearly doesn't. I thought it had. Yeah, I want rudder control back. But yeah, we'll be leaving the UK in about 5 minutes time, UK airspace, and going into Europe. Is it multiplayer or is it just single player? Like, as in, like, I know it's multiplayer, but are the ships single player, or do you have like crews like Sea of Thieves type things? Good morning, guys. Welcome in. If any of you fancy clicking that heart button as well, that'd be amazing. Thank you to whoever just dropped the sub as well. If your subs are set to private, it doesn't tell me. If you've got your subs set to public, then it will tell me who's followed. It'll pop up. But YouTube have a very weird setting right in the background of your channel, like of your account, that it's quite hard to actually put on public subbing. The landing will be done by myself as well. We don't cheat with autopilot here. The only time I ever use autopilot in this plane is if I'm opening up the back doors and I'm letting people attempt to fly into the back of it for a laugh when I've got the crew on. Amazing. But right, is that you see that's it though. So like in the world, like with Sea of Thieves, you can solo it, but you can also come across galleons of 4 players, can't you? So is it like that? And also, again, is this PvE versus PvP argument? Is what do you call it? Why is it not all PvP? You know I don't like PvE. Every game should be like this. This should allow you to actually shoot people, but they never will. We need one more sub, by the way, to make that number rotate. Oh, it's just done it. Amazing. Whoever that was, thank you so much. 3's fine, but it'd be like every team to be 3. I still keep meaning to go back to Sea of Thieves and play it, but play it with people, but like do like forced role play, if you know what I mean. I think it'd be quite funny. At any point, we can press buttons, by the way, that will take control of the plane, theoretically slam the autopilot on and line it all up, but I always find that boring. But yeah, off to Turkey we go. Wonder what airport that is down there. I could zoom in on that map and find out, but we won't. Area's rendering a little bit off. But yeah, just left tip now. You got quite a decent runway there. But yeah, I'm interested, Mark, in what daytime streaming over here is like, considering that everything's just being changed around for me, and most nights of the week I ain't going to be streaming now. But I've got a plan of action, I've got a plan for content. And we'll get it smashed. Such a lovely plane, really is. You see that plane? I mean, probably can't see the detail of it, but there was a plane that literally just slammed in on the VFR map. And we'll never do the flight plan properly. But we will be kind and true to the line, and then I'll work out where I'm landing and how I'm landing when I get there. I know what runway I'll be aiming for, but there's 3. We're going for the single one on the south tip. There's 2 that run parallel, like north to south, and then there's one that kind of goes from like west to east, but kind of like on a it's like a slight diagonal. And I'm coming in over Bulgaria in that type of distance as such, so a long flight. That's what I was going to work out. There's a number of things I want to kind of do today as well, that I can do while I'm doing it. I've already inquired with the new place what before I even start. How much work do I have to put in to get a pay rise? How many hours of overtime could I have? They ain't really going to be used to someone like me. We are properly getting chucked around today. But yeah, the new job starts on the 5th, so I've still got just under 2 weeks to kind of enjoy myself, rest up, and then it's just going to be a hard slog until July. We'll see what goes on, mate. I've just emailed another company that was interested, that wanted me to go back for a second interview, which would have been like the 3rd interview, because they'd done telephone and face to face and stuff, but wanted me in a different role. I've just told them forget it. Like, thought rather than you try and squeeze me in, I'm gonna try and bring it round and get a little bit better on that line. You know, and just before we leave the UK, yeah, I told you I can't behave myself. We'll just whip this coast slow down, yeah? Watch me crash it and have to restart. That's not what I need on a potential 4-hour flight. To be fair, I'd just pick it back up again and chuck it up and just glitch it. This could go wrong though. I've not been back on DayZ since I logged in after they raided. Can't defend against something that you can buy out the market. They should have done that like with a couple of days left to go, not like just over a week to go, if you know what I mean. Ooh, my engine's failed. I didn't like the sound of that. But yeah, it was annoying that they allowed it quite soon. But I'm happy that I survived until they put explosives in the market. Yeah, you're not even been into your own server. I think what I'll do with DayZ now is just play different servers, but not for building a base, if you know what I mean. Just to see how far I can get. This should be the last little bit of tipper land, and then we'll go back up to a proper distance. Before the flight sim community hates me for doing this. Which I think it's more impressive seeing this when this happens. Against being boring and flying it exactly every single time. Bum bum ba dum bum 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 bum. Yeah, as soon as we run out of land on the flight plan, we'll pull back up for going to Europe. Planes would be a lot better if they flew like this in real life, though. Mad, innit? You dive down to 50 feet to correct your to correct your flight plan. My trim needs sorting out, to be fair. Let's see how low we can go. Yeah, I think if we're getting shadow under the plane, we've achieved target. And that should be our point to climb now. And onwards to Europe. You still got to mess around with flags and stuff. It's not bad. It's not bad. Still got some drift for sure. Try and sort the trim out. As I say, I don't like using autopilot. I like to do everything manually. I don't see the point of playing a game for 4 hours on autopilot. Definitely getting pushed around still. I think that I do think that the flight stick is broke a little bit with leaning on it from the jets. I think I hammer them too much. But I did insure it, so I'll get in contact with the lads and go and pay them a visit and see if they'll just swap it out. Because I've recalibrated it and I've still got, you can see it there, as soon as I let go, I get some sort of like stick drift. And as I said, I've worked out the recalibration properly. Have you seen that Helldivers? Fajwak has been on about that. He's been playing that. Like a horde type game. Well, I'm just kind of stuck in the games that I play now. But yeah, I was interested. Right now, I could stream and not get any more views, and I'm happy because we've had a couple of follows already. And then obviously we'll do a stream tonight and that. I think the fairest thing, if I need to go toilet or anything, is that I'll pause it. Save risking screwing up a 4-hour flight. Should we just go cockpit for a bit? I know some people like that version. Again, I'm not a big fan of it. But that's me. I'm not a fan of much, am I? Decent view out the window, to be fair. However, we're coming off flight plan a little bit, so we'll move. I just prefer to be as zoomed out, as obviously with portrait you've got a hell of a lot of space restricted on this type of viewing. My usual type of landings might not work here as well. No, Istanbul's a big airport, so we've got plenty of space. But obviously it's different with a bit of stick drift in planes that I don't normally fly compared to bringing a jet down. But we'll worry about that in a few hours, eh? I've not even looked at any gameplay from it. Q sent us that Elite Dangerous the other day as well, that I need to download and have a look at. But it's just time. As I said, now I've got a lot of restricted time as well, unfortunately. I've got a video to look at editing as well that I recorded last night. I think half of the audio's too quiet. So I'm going to look at that, and I didn't record it two separate audios. I had an idea, then I had another idea of how to do it better, not make it better. And then when I recorded it, I realised the volume was turned down on something that was playing. But I've not got that audio recorded and then my voice audio recorded, so I can't kind of change the balance. But I also don't think it needs it, so we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to edit it later. Or I might just record another version of it, because it's not something that I can record twice. I'd have to do another version. But my plan to have content for people to be able to watch. Because obviously we're not streaming as much. And being able to, when I can stream here. And it's actually productive to stream here, unlike the other sites. Hopefully, if I upload content, it will push it out to all the new people that we're getting following. So we've actually got a battle plan, which should be good and actually be productive. All I need to do is work out what brings people into the stream from the shorts feed, like I worked out on TikTok, and then we'll be done. It certainly wants to fight me, doesn't it? This is the difference between flying it on autopilot and not flying it on autopilot. You get chucked around. Everyone else will bang autopilot on and have a steady plane all the way there. But again, I don't see the point in playing a game if you're just going to let the computer do it all for you. I mean, theoretically, you might just want to see the route. You might want to watch it as entertainment. But if you put autopilot on and you've got a full flight destination, it will do the takeoff and landing. If you flick a few buttons around, it will do everything. So you can literally just put in destinations and then just watch it. But me personally, no. Need to fly every minute of it. But we're about halfway over the channel. Should start seeing some land. A couple of minutes. Maybe. Maybe. Cross your fingers. And we might get a surge of people watching round about the hour mark. Which is always good, that there's always chance of more people coming through. But we're not here to think about that type of stuff. Whoever comes through, comes through. End of the day, it's 10 o'clock in the morning on a Thursday. And we've already done over 100 views, so get shoved out there for sure. Only thing that I wish is that my cinematic trigger, I wish it was click on and click off rather than click and hold. There you go. There's landed front. On our way to Europe. Cruising at about, what are we? 32,000 feet. Why have we got lag? I only normally get lag on the ground. But can I say that? Because normally we ain't in one of these, so we can't tell when we normally get the lag. But on the ground makes more sense. Ba-da-bum-ba-dum-ba-dum. Ba-da-bum-ba-da-ba-da-bum. I don't think we're disturbing anything by making that a bit bigger as well, are we? Ba-da-bum-ba-dum-ba-dum. You click off to do some admin and you come off your line. But if you are new, don't forget to hit the sub button, the top left of your page. No, top right of your page. I'm top left, top right. And then click the three dots and hit the like button as well. Massively supports. And if anybody wants to terrorize me with them hearts on the bottom, I think the bottom right. I'm still getting used to the setup that they have here for streaming this style on YouTube. There you go. We have broken landfall. A310 cruising below. But yeah, Istanbul's a fair distance away, but we're only 160 subs away from hitting the 4,000, which I've been on 3,000 subs over here for so long. I'm not talking like long when I say on other platforms where we pass them quite easily, but then obviously we get big stints where platforms fall out with me, and things really slow down. But yeah, I'm talking a couple of years we've been on 3,000, like years. I can't even remember. Excuse me. Go yawn. I need to make a sneak. If I yawn, I need a sneak. But yeah, I genuinely cannot remember when I passed 3,000. I really can't. Like, it's such a long time ago. So, but this last week, we're already in triple figures, like way into triple figures. I think if we get a boost today on this, and then maybe one tonight, we'll have added over 200 people this week in like 4 or 5 days. So there's still chance we might be able to make 4,000. I'd like to make it to 4. If I can hit 4,000 subs by the end of this weekend, it really does give me a sense of scope that YouTube is going to be worth putting what time I've got into it again. Plus, eventually, obviously, you get partnered and you can actually earn revenue on your uploads and stuff, which would be nice considering that they probably owe me a fair amount of money for all of the videos that I've given them for free for the last 16 years. 18 years. 18 years I've had a YouTube account. That's a long time, you know. That's a very long time. That's ridiculous, isn't it? You'd think I would have made it by now. That's what happens when you get distracted on other platforms, innit? Thinking it'll be a shortcut, and you still end up here. Coming off the line a bit. If we see mountains, we'll dip for them. We might catch some mountains like Romania, Bulgaria. We might catch some mountains there. And we'll do the psycho flying. But good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking. You know what? You could cheat on this as well. I could turn the camera off. I could put the VFR map slightly bigger on the screen, put autopilot on, and walk off. But what's the point in that? What's the point? What is the point of that? Still need to straighten up on that line a bit. Just a bit. Mortsy, you know I'm flying high, mate. I was saying it before. We managed to get like 20-25 people watching off the start, which is what I really like about this platform. It gives you a shot at actually doing stuff, and you walk away with some okay figures anyway. And it seems to surge every like 40 minutes to an hour and 20 minutes. Not all the time, but we'll see whether we get another surge. But what's good is that I've had surges when I've only had 1 or 2 watching, so I know it happens, if you know what I mean. It kind of gives you that it's okay, you can still keep going, there's a reason. Not like we've done it now, we've missed the hook, if you know what I mean. Like, you get other opportunities. But I just fancied like getting on and chilling out, just seeing what a morning stream's like. Because I've got my contract signed for a new job, so but a lot of the evenings will be going, because I'm only working afters. But a couple of hours of streaming doesn't thingy. The couple of hours of streaming on an evening isn't worth losing out on a job, if you know what I mean, by giving it up. So if I can stream in the daytime, and then when I've got days off I can stream on an evening, but obviously at the same time I won't have seen the family every evening, so I won't be streaming every evening that I'm off. But I figured I could just fly to Istanbul, see what it's like. It'll cover a good couple of hours doing it. Like, it'll tick off a few hours on the platform, so I can see what it's like. But I'll just, excuse me. Do us a favour as well, man. Top right, I think it is. There's 3 dots. If you click it and do the like, you might have already just done that. But yeah, it's worth kind of seeing what's going on. But in the last 4 or 5 days, we've done almost 200 followers on here. So I just need them to keep it like this, give everybody a fair opportunity to grow, and then I will keep getting my content out. And hopefully the activity and new people coming through this will introduce them to the videos that I upload. So genuinely, it's a win-win situation. I think genuinely, like 18 years of playing around with this stuff, everything might have just aligned to actually do well. So let's see what happens. And I'm going to try a few different videos and stuff. But while it is quiet, and I think I can get away with it at this height, I'm going to run for a quick wee, and I'm not going to pause it. Okay? So hopefully we don't crash. Are we crashing? Thank you for the like, mate. We dropped about 7,000-8,000 feet and come way off course. So we'll push it. Get that for a runway. You lot can't see it. I was trying to tilt it over so that you could see the runway that I'd spotted, but I can't get the camera angle. Right, this should straighten us up, and then I'll make a sneak up in a second. Oh, bit of an over rotation there. Got some extra help from the wind, I think, which we didn't need. But good morning, everybody. This is your captain speaking. We are currently freestyling it to Turkey from RAF Warton, just for something to do and just to see what YouTube streaming is like on a flight like this type of thing. We know the jets work. That's not what I need. This could drop out the sky again. Postman ragging stuff in. We're fine. Don't worry about it, ladies and gents. We're totally fine. We've got control of this. What's that? Some sort of mine, isn't it? That's mad. Let me bring the plane over the top. That's crazy, that. I wonder if it's layered, you know, like down, whether it's actually graded or if it's just a print on the map. Because that, it'd be good. If that's, you know what we're going to do, don't you? This is the problem when I'm flying, is I don't play by the rules. And we push these big birds. I'm going to try and spin this round and get right through the middle on that dark line. If the engines don't cut out on this manoeuvre. And then we'll continue on our way to Istanbul. But I'm interested to see whether it's actually leveled, if you know what I mean, like a mine. Like some of them are at the mat loop and that. Or whether it's just an imprint on the ground. It's definitely dipped, isn't it? That's mint. Not quite fun enough to just pull the jets out here for have some fun in it, but at least it's all graded. Alright, let's get back on our way to Istanbul. Why is Virgin Media texting me? Tells me that I should be back online. Imagine if they'd have knocked me offline, I'd have been fuming. Ba-da-bum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Ba-da-bum, ba-da, ba-da-bum. Ba-da-bum, ba-da, ba-dum. Ba-da-bum, ba-da, ba-dum, bum, bum. Let's go live on TikTok as well, actually, while I've got a quiet period in the house. See whether we can pull a few over. I love going live on TikTok now that I know that I don't have to rely on them. Ha! Chin up, tickle talk. See what we can do. Where were we going from? Warton, wasn't it? Yep, Warton to thingy. Oh, I put the game in. I wasn't going to do that. Oh, that's too late anyway. Too late. I've only got, what battery have I got there? Ooh, not a lot. 28%. Now, are we, guys? Baz. Bahaz. Joined. Joined. Oi, oi. I'm on the red one, Baz. I just figured I'd go live here and just have a chat while the house is quiet. But I'm just flying from Warton to Istanbul, believe it or not, in a C-17. But I forgot, well, I didn't forget, I didn't notice that I didn't have a lot of battery on my phone. Otherwise, I was going to stream on here for an hour and just have a chat. Either or, mate. You fine there, but I'm just having a... I figured I'd go live when I could over here. But there ain't no gameplay here no more. Nope. That's been retired. Flight Stick's an excellent buy if you're going to be using it regularly. And to be fair, this one's more than adequate enough. It's only, I mean, worst case scenario, you're only paying 60 quid for it, so it's not a huge investment. But that's on PC. Different ball game on Xbox, because they program them so that your majority of the PC ones don't work on Xbox, which is a shame. It'd be nice to have the full range to pick from. Yeah, you can do better. You can do better maneuvers, and like with the jets when I fly them, that's why I can fly them so good. I wouldn't be able to do that on a controller, or 100% not a keyboard and mouse. You don't even want to be attempting flight sim on keyboard and mouse. Thinking of selling your PS5? I'd keep it if you've got one, just because of the exclusives. Plus, I've always said this with PC gaming. Your console games, you're always pretty much guaranteed that they're going to work and you're not going to have to do anything, or it's not going to outdate quickly. Whereas, like, with my PC, I'm obviously outdating now on some of the games that it will run. And, you know, but granted, my PC is like 5 years old, so it should be outdating. But buying a new console is 500 quid. Buying a new PC is 2 to 2.5 grand for everything that I need, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, I could like, if I wanted to play the very latest games, I could go and spend 450, 500 quid on a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox, and I could just run it through my capture card and it'd play perfect on stream. Do you know what I mean? Without putting any pressure on the PC. But to play some of the new games on PC, they'd burn it up now. Wow. I definitely need a sneak. I've had a couple of coffees and it's not hitting me. It's not even touching me. But yeah, if anybody does want to come and watch the gameplay, we're on the red site. I ain't saying the name for obvious reasons. My plane is pitched really high. Morning, dude. I presume you'll be working while currently watching the stream. You're building, and I'll presume models rather than brickwork. I'm flying from the UK to Istanbul in a C-17 to see what the red site's like in the morning on a more sensible stream. It's been okay. We've done a couple of subs. We had a reasonable influx considering I went live at 10 AM. But that second wave hasn't seemed to come yet. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what's going to happen next. But I do want a sneak. And if my plane doesn't fall out the sky, I'm going to go with a caramel latte. But I figured Istanbul from UK, and we took off from the west of the UK at Warton. I figured that's going to be like 3.5 to a 4-hour flight. Do you know what I mean? That'll give me plenty of time to like see what that platform's like. I'd love to get into Warhammer, and I'd love to do it on stream, but it's such an expensive hobby. And I already have an expensive hobby, and I already have the leather craft, and something would have to give. There you go. And I like my other stuff too much. Plus, you gotta be a super geek to understand it, to play it. And I wouldn't just paint them as models. Like Magic paints them as models, and he's extremely good at it. I'll try and get him to post some stuff in Discord. But like me, I'd go one further, and I'd make dioramas instead. I'd get more enjoyment out of making the actual diorama, I think. My plane's all over. No autopilot. We don't use autopilot. But again, if I was to make dioramas, I'd prefer to buy airfix kits and make World War II dioramas. I'd get way more enjoyment out of that. This caramel latte, by the way, I think it was Silver that told me about this one. I don't think it was you, Fadge. I think it was Silver that told me about this particular one. There is gorgeous. It's so nice. Low, yeah, it is, but I'm on the red site. I'm not saying the name of it, because TikTok will no doubt have issues with me, as they have issues with me about everything. I don't know what airport that is. I've got that Lancaster bomber kit, haven't I, that I bought. But I'll probably keep that in a box. One day when I get my streaming office to agree, wherever it'll be in the house or the garage or wherever, that'll sit proudly on a shelf behind me. No worries, man. Enjoy your conference. I'm not doing jets anyway. I'm in a C-17 going from Warton to Turkey. On a really bad flight plan. However, we ain't using any autopilot. If I have to walk off and get something, I'm physically walking off and just hoping that it's about a 6,000-7,000 drop in altitude by the time I get back. But I figured a good 3-4 hour stream in the daytime will show me what it's like to stream over there in the daytime. And although numbers are massively down now, we have had a concurrent up at, I think highest was 23, which is small numbers. But like the Fortnite streams have done like over 100. COD, couldn't really tell you. I can't remember whether that was any good. I don't think it was good. I don't think that we kept getting the repeat spikes on that. And I don't think that we'll do much more. But I want to stick it out and see, because it gives me reasons to keep trying. Plus, obviously, it's a really awkward time of day for streaming because most people are working. You lot are working. You're currently shirking in hiding away. You say that, but there's always people watching every game that's out there. if you know what I mean. I think sometimes games don't do well because people presume it won't do well. And I think that if other people streamed more often, we'd see more success with other games. But I recorded content last night, guys. After the stream, I actually made a video. I can't get over how nice this is. Like, the taste is mint. I'm gonna make this one day, and I'm gonna do it into a proper shake. A scoop of ice cream. Sorry, a scoop of ice. 2 scoops of vanilla ice cream, I reckon. And then make this up with the milk. Pour that in, blend it, and then have that. I think that in summer, that'll more than set you up for the day, won't it? Make yourself like a frappuccino type thing. A sneak. I'm interested what DayZ might do. But DayZ, I think what I'm going to do this time is play servers, not to bases. And just play to survive. When you die, move to a new server. Try not, yeah. It's normally good when you do that. I've been laughing at TikTokers as well, scrolling through, seeing them all boo-hooing, thinking the amount of money that they were making was forever. Taking it out on people. You know, I think it's brilliant. You shouldn't wish bad upon anybody, but these rats crashed this platform. So, screw them. Quite a bitter person, aren't I, really? If only TikTok had listened. Sent him a message last night onto one of my tickets. Just saying, just letting you know, really appreciate that you've not replied to me in over a week, almost 2 weeks now. Thank you for the outstanding support. I'll deal with my own problems from now on. No, just close tickets. I'm done with you. I won't get a response. I'll probably just hear the deep sigh of relief, and then go, he's gone. We don't have to deal with somebody that challenges us anymore. Well, there's one or two of these top. I'm not even going to call him a streamer. I'm just going to call him a TikToker. There's one or two of them that have been on crying, saying that they've had the benefits stopped. Right? I mean, my first question is, why are they on benefits when you sit there and total up how much money they make every single day out of begging for gifts? And that's what's so corrupt about the benefit system. People that need help don't get help. People that don't need help get everything. You know, some of these people have been doing 2, 3, 4 grand a day, and now they're crying because they're having the benefits stop. Why are they even getting it in the first place? But yeah, make £800 in a day and go and spend it on a mulberry bag. Do you know what I mean? And then wonder why people start getting involved. Sell some of your fucking holidays that you took instead, eh? I'd love to watch it all crumble and just pour petrol on it from the sidelines. Just keep going in. Might start getting in the comments myself now. See how many of them I can get banned from. Boom, 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 boom. God, it chews your battery up quick, this app. It really does. I don't even know whereabouts I am in Europe now. I am totally lost. But we've been flying for over an hour. Only one backtrack to have a look at a quarry. Do you read instructions or do you just go for it? Yeah, we actually need to bank round this way and get back on flight plan, because that's going to hook round again. So we need to take aggressive action towards it. Fair play, man. Yeah, it's just the cost of getting into like all the paints and stuff, plus the time. You know, the time's a hell of a lot. I should have spent today doing some leather work, but I just wanted to do this. I'm kind of focused again with streaming, which took a while to get back to doing that. This plane wants to fall out the sky. It'd be so much easier to put autopilot on and walk away and pretend I'm flying it like everyone else does, but I was saying before, there's something about knowing that you've flown it all the way there rather than hit a button and just watched it. It ain't gonna be landing no F-22, is it, at the other end? It's a big bird. I'm gonna respect it. And hopefully I can get there before I need to go and pick my son up from school. Otherwise the landing will be weird. Base layer, contrast, technical and shade, then brushes. Yeah, the thing is that I studied art and design, so I'm totally with you about paying for quality brushes, because the last thing that you want is to be painting and like the brush hairs to fall out as you're painting and get stuck in there and leave marks and that type of stuff. So, you know, golden rule: pay cheap, pay twice. But it's building up that collection. You know, when you look at someone like Magic, who's done it all of his life, you know, 20, 30 odd years, you know, doing it, and then you look at the setup that he has, it's insane. You know, it's thousands and thousands of pounds, no doubt. So to get started when you're painting with like a £10 pack of brushes, one kit, one spray can that you've not got any like adjustment nozzles or anything for, and then, you know, you see people with like airbrushing and that type of stuff instead. Well, then that's the same with what do you call it, with the leatherwork and stuff, and having the right brushes to really make your stuff shine. I haven't got me thing like I use not a machine. I use a piece of wood known as a slicker to burnish the leather, and now I don't really use the wood. I use a piece of canvas in my hand instead. And I spend a lot more time doing it. And someone posted, I joined a group the other day and someone posted about how to get the edges of your leather products like really nice, which that's natural, it's not tanned, hence why you can still see the lines and stuff, but it's super flat, it's super shiny, and they're perfect. And people were like, what's the highest quality ink that you can use to get good polished edges? And I was just like, it's not about your ink at all. You just need to use a good quality one, but it's the work that you put in from your elbow grease. You know, you need to think about your edges of leather that you're not covering up what's there. You're blending the fibers of the product together to make one. You know, and when you think about it like that, you'll not go bad. You'll do well. But you just got to remember that you're blending these in. Apparently that was me that cut out then. I don't think my phone likes it already. Wow, we've lost like 12% battery straight away. Alright, I'm going to knock it off from here, just because my battery's down now, I need to charge it. But I'm live on YouTube. I'll say it now because I'm leaving. Peace. In a bit. YouTubers, how are we? If anybody's there, let me know. But yeah, no pressure today or anything. I'm not bothered about figures. I am literally just having a chill. You're still here, mate. Amazing. You know when you unfollow somebody because they do your head in on like across all the platforms because they're always moaning, and it still comes up like saying you have a suggestion, follow this person, and it's like I've literally unfollowed them. Like I've not blocked them because I don't need to block them, but like that is the next step. I don't want them in my feed. I'm fed up of listening. Well, not listening. I'm fed up of reading the moans. Says the person who probably moans the most. But you know what I mean? Does my head in. As soon as you unfollow them, you start getting their posts suggested to you. You'd be terrified if you were in this plane with me flying, wouldn't you? You'll be absolutely terrified. This is so nice. Like, I can't say it enough. You imagine being at base and saying, we're flying to Turkey tomorrow, but it's alright, it's going to be fun, Fats is the pilot. And everyone would just be like, yeah, I want to go to Turkey. Like, get me... Oh, could you imagine, like, getting a cargo bay of this when you're flying, and then... then getting in a load of, you know, them big blow-up orbs, and just bouncing around in it. I can't breathe. Oh man, I need that to happen. You know them big clear balls that you roll down hills in? Get a load of them in the back of a C-17 and just do the thing. Or you know that plane which they do the gravity drop in. It's mad. It's such a beautiful game, this, isn't it, though? I don't know if I can... Oh, I can, you know. I can open a window. Luckily, seeing from that map, you can see that I can still fly this by pretending that I know what I'm doing. But pulling back round on this level when I'm looking out that window is something that's a bit daunting. I don't know how far I've over-rotated or anything, but I think little baby steps and we'll be good. And as long as we keep that horizon level, we'll be good, you know. We'll be very good. Well, that should give you a bit of an interesting view. Thank you for the extra like, whoever it was. Muchos apreciados. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. Hey, an extra sub as well. That's what we love. Genuinely, I really appreciate it. The number rotates every 10. So we need a few more. But we're just seeing what's going on today. But you know what? like I spent a month on Kick and I got followers because obviously you guys helped me, the regulars. And we brought like 150 people to that platform straight away. And I still to this day would say that I've never had an organic follow on Kick. Whereas on YouTube, we're almost at 200 in less than a week doing it this way. And also, let's be honest, the ultimate goal for anybody in content creation is a YouTube plaque. Can you imagine? I've done the work. I've almost done the follow numbers. Do you know what I mean? I've almost, across all the platforms and all the sites over the years, I've almost done enough to have had 100,000 plaque. Can you imagine actually getting one? I can imagine getting it, and I know it'll go there in my office. I've always said that spot, even though I've got a YouTube sign up there, that spot is reserved. I can actually show that sign, can't I? I can actually show that sign. Because obviously, other platforms have issues with me showing that. And it's cool as well. It's cool. It's super cool. I think you can imagine what it does. If I can find my control for it. Right, I'm going to crash if I keep going like that. Look, let me show you while we crash. Bump. Beautiful, man. Bump. 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 And I can change speeds and do all this type of stuff. I can decrease the brightness if I want. And that. But it's pretty funky. I like having it in the office. But that's where the YouTube... I can't see. That's where the YouTube plaque's going. But yeah, I've made some new content last night. I'm a bit concerned about the audio, but I might release it to see what you guys think of it anyway. It's not gaming as well. It's something different. But it's something that I'll be able to do and give you regular content. And then smash your stream in to get some new followers. Keep in touch with everyone when I can. And yeah, just... hopefully rattle it, eventually get partnered and potentially actually go somewhere with it finally. Until I get annoyed, until they change one tiny thing and I am massively overreacting, kick off about everything and get silenced again by another platform. But I have sorted out all my problems on YouTube as well over this last year. Like every sanction, every warning, everything I've addressed it, I've spoke with them, and I've cleaned up the account entirely. So it might be work because I've actually got a manager over here as well that I have worked with for like the last... I mean, a lot of you know I've been attending YouTube meetings for over a year, every couple of weeks. So you know, there's you know, I have the support already there. And this manager replies to me even when I'm not working hard. Not like the TikTok manager who tells me I'm too busy for you. If I'd have still had the old TikTok manager, I don't think I'd have had any problems on that platform. The moment he went, everything stopped to support over there. And he was amazing. He was, as much as my YouTube manager is great, he was the best manager I've ever had within video gaming. Because he had the time to speak with me individually, and genuinely, 7:30 to 7:45 in the morning, I'd get a message off him just asking if everything was okay from the night before. Do you know what I mean? That's that was phenomenal, and obviously the channel did really well with his help and assistance. And as soon as he's gone and the support's not there and you can't get problems resolved, you can't even just get concerns looked at, if you know what I mean, the channel collapsed. And I've lost Over 500 followers now on TikTok. So it's crazy. It really is. But is what it is. We'll drop to a 36,000 channel on there, I reckon. We'll still go. I've got like a couple of hundred threshold before that happens, but I think that we'll lose followers there. And if I had to predict, I'd say there's chance that we might drop to like 34,000 by the end of the year. Unless I start making really good uploads, you know, and can hook people in that way. But I think that they want different content. I don't think the gaming stuff works there anymore. Are you giving up? You've only paused. You've never given up. You just paused. I'm going to try and see on this map. That's actually a better way to view the map, innit? Zooming out. We got a long way to go and a short while to get there. If you've got time to do a little test for me, Baz, and Mark, if you still got it on, do us a favour and just for about a minute, because it's been so quiet here, it would be worth a test. Just for about a minute, yeah, start doing that, hitting the heart button, and we'll see whether it influences anything. Because we've gone over the hour mark for when I've been seeing the second surge coming, but obviously the other games have been more popular. And the jets on this are fine, totally engaging. Big man flying it just to playing on your screen isn't the most engaging thing in the world, but I'm interested to see whether that activity reflects it sending a message to pull people in, if you know what I mean. Nah, I mean. $33,000 feet in the air. It's great streaming as well when it's not the weekend, because I haven't got 400 people behind me trying to fly into the back cargo bit, which I don't mind it doing that, but it's yeah, it's different anyway, not being mobbed by everybody. You'd be able to keep up. It's finding me would be the issue. You've done one flight. Fair play, man. Fair play. Right, yeah, leave the hearts for now, and we'll see whether that does anything in the next 5 minutes. What were you on a controller, I presume? It's easy enough, isn't it? But obviously, the more you do it, the more natural it becomes. That's what I was saying with Fortnite and stuff. I know what I'm doing on it. Obviously, other than anything which has been introduced as new, like, you know, things on the train and that type of stuff. But it's just getting muscle memory back. That's all. But right, excuse me. There you go. And current popped up a little. But yeah, the muscle memory is half of the battle with video gaming. Mr. Dahl, good morning, mate. I'm cool. Just chilling out. That's what you like. New employers just sent an email through just saying congratulations on getting the job. Just got home from the gym. Do you know what? Depending how intense this job is, because it is hard work. I'm looking forward to potentially being able to train every morning. And do you know what? Do you know what, lads? I'm just gonna get massive. I want to get absolutely massive. I want to go full Brock and Lesnar, Batista mode. Everybody, I'm just gonna tank it up and just before I hit the age of 50, I've got like 6 years or so before I'm 50. I will make sure that I'm the fittest I've ever been. Target is fit for 50. Yeah, I think I need the physical job. I know I'm sitting here dying with COVID lungs at the moment, but I don't think working at home has done me any good for 2 years. I've got all sorts of health problems as it is anyway, and I've got like issues and shit that I think have been because I've been sitting around and living in a 10-foot circle. Plus, it's not very, the only interaction that I've had is with you guys on stream or with customers. Do you know what I mean? I'm looking forward to actually going and physically working with people and actually having banter and conversations and friendships. Do you know what I mean? I don't think living in my office, because obviously I stream from here and I worked from here, so I was doing like 16 to 18 hours, up to 20 hours some days in the office, like in this office, in this seat. And it hadn't done my legs any good and that type of stuff. I'm a big guy as it is, and I think we've kind of caught it just before I had some severe problems starting with my health. But like as I've said to them, said as long as you can give me a couple of weeks, couple of months to a degree, just to get my body moving and get the weight shifted off and that, like, just stick with me, if you know what I mean. Like I told him, I said I know what I need to do, I know how hard it's going to be, and I know what I've got to put my body through, and I'm prepared to do it. But obviously, bear in mind, I'm a 21 stone guy doing a physical job, and I said, and it'll. The good part for me is it'll only get easier as I shed the weight. Like with everyone else, it gets harder because they put muscle on, and they ain't necessarily used to carrying the extra weight. Whereas with me, it's just going to strip off. But this is what I need. I'll have a target. I'm probably like 21 stone-ish at the moment. Hopefully I'm not near 22. I'll have to weigh myself and check. I have had half an eye on it, but like yesterday, I ate like a horse yesterday. Like I like properly ate like a horse. But I'm also going to enjoy being able to eat more because I'm going to be working it off. But like, as soon as I start work, protein, pure protein, and just really absolutely smash into it. And I genuinely can't wait. Oh, lads, we've got mountains. I said on the runway, which obviously you didn't see, that it was going to be a part serious, a part how I normally play Flight Sims type stream, and if I found any mountains, we'd go for them. So I've got to keep my eye on the prize, but I ain't seeing these and not hitting them with the C-17. Yeah, what type of mountains? Scarface mountains on the table. I say that was getting a bit risky, wasn't it? Just bottomed out. Did not want to pull up. I thought I'd fully crashed it, but we're all right. We've survived. Just a belly scrape. Oh, that fought me going round there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We're currently cruising at about 100 foot through the valley. Well, we should be flying seriously to Turkey, but the pants can't resist the mountain range. Yeah. Yes, there is. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. Le. Begins with an L, I think. Or I've got insane. I think it's only 5 letters as well. Still on the flight plan. Not even a diversion. You don't need to worry about it, passengers. Yeah, that's it. Luckily. Thank you, Dave. Welcome in, mate. We don't normally play flight sim in a C-17 or any big birds. We're normally doing this in jets. So when I see mountains on my way to Turkey, I'm having them. But yeah, at that airport, the best thing that we've ever done was landing the Antonov on it, which didn't go very well, but we landed it and tarmacked it. We just needed to use the nose against the wall at the top end, because it's an awful place to land, because you've got to dip into the valley and you've got to land uphill, but at the top of the runway it's got a rollover for when you're taking off. You have to roll it over the top and go down, so you have to land coming uphill. So obviously naturally you're kind of landing coming down but wanting to go up. So you've got, how I like to do it, I like to dip below the runway and then come up and onto it. But if you're still going too fast at the top, you get that little push so you can take off and then straight into the car park. But yeah, it is a great one. It's just obviously there's no skill to landing on that, like getting on it and touching down in that. You know, you just kind of floated it in on something that big, and you're getting away with it. You either get away with it or you don't. I do wish my lungs clear up before I start the new job. That's the only thing that I want. And I might ring the quacks and just say, look, I've had COVID again. I'm a long COVID sufferer. Have you got any like antis that I can just have for a week just to fucking smash my lungs together and get ready for it? Genuinely, mate. So, what are you on, Xbox or PC? PC. Get a month's Game Pass and then download it. And one, check that your PC works with it and everything. It should do, because they have done a lot of work to make it compatible with almost everything out there now. But yeah, get a month's Game Pass and get it from the Xbox store, because when you pay your Game Pass, you get access to this game. But if you were to do it through Steam and you were buying, the only thing that you're getting when you go up through the premium versions is a few airports and a few extra planes. Like the very top premium edition comes with the, is it the 787 or is it the A380? I think it's the A380 that it comes with, which is nice to have, because then you can get mods to get whichever one it isn't. Someone's modded it, and you have to have them for it to kind of display. You can't load them mods onto it. 787, but so if you have the 787, there's people out there which have modded the 787 so it is an A380. But I would Game Pass it instead. That's what I do. I just pay for, like, I'm paying for my Xbox anyway, and I rarely use my Xbox, if you know what I mean. So I paid for the Xbox and the Game Pass one, because then the kids, well, even the kids don't play Xbox anymore, to be fair. We're all PC in this house. But for, £12 a month, how much is Game Pass? Not a lot, dude. For just PC, I think it's a tenner. For PC and Xbox, I think it's 13 quid. And Xbox, I think it's like 8 quid or something. But also, what you're seeing on this stream, by the way, mate, is not how Flight Sim should be played. We are not liked by the Flight Sim community, because I knob around on it. Ah, yeah, true. You use CD keys to get your Game Pass, but you got to make sure that you're getting the Game Pass PC or Game Pass Ultimate, because obviously you could buy an Xbox Game Pass code, which won't give you access on your PC. Or the alternative, and I don't know what I've got around, but on the link, any of my videos, there's a link to, like, all my links as such, and I've got a Discord. If you join Discord, send us a message. I was just having a look around my desktop there. I've probably got a 1 month code anyway. So if you message me on Discord today, I'll have a look around, and if I've got a code, I'll send it to you, because the codes only ever work for new accounts. You can't just add it onto your account, otherwise I'd add it on my own. But I'm pretty certain somewhere I've probably got a code laying around for a month. But it would have to be a brand new account. If you've already had it on there, it might not do it. But still, I don't mind looking. See whether I've got one. And I might not have one. I might have already given it out, but normally I've got one floating around. I'm still looking for it now. I'm like down here. We're still on the flight plan. We're still on the flight plan. Even after a run through. Yeah, Rockstar 1's not going to affect it. That's separate for your social clubs and everything. Oh, now this is going to be awkward. I think someone's coming to my door. Oh no. Is it the missus? It is. We're good. We don't have to risk crashing. Thank you for the extra likes as well, guys. To do the likes, remember 3 dots on the top right, next to the sub button as well. Which I believe everybody's already done. We're on our way to Turkey. I don't know where we are. But also, this is a mod as well. So you've got C-17 is not in the game naturally. So there's plenty of good mods out there. There's some bad ones, but there's plenty of good ones. I'd say there's more good mods as well, actually, on this game. Bum bum bum. Bada bum bum bum. But normally I'm flying jets, Dave. Like 20 foot off the ground. Doing everything that you shouldn't be able to do in them, because we turn off all the assistant settings and anything which will force you to kind of pass out in the game or anything like that. We turn off all G-force, fuel and everything. We don't worry about it. We just turn the game into an arcade game for some fun. It can be quite a serious game, and 95% of the flight sim community are serious people. Hence why I don't go on to VATSIM or anything like that, because I know I'm going to get banned immediately. But soon, maybe tonight, I might play some COD tonight, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to do Fortnite again tonight. We'll do that again this week, but I think tonight we'll do something different. Might do DayZ, might do COD, might do this again but with jets. But you will certainly see me fly jets on here. I'd get on VATSIM, I would be banned before I've even got onto the runway. Cheyenne, how are you, mate? You just got off of DayZ. Well, I started playing DayZ more seriously about 6 months ago. You're a YouTuber watching a YouTuber. You're not a YouTuber watching a YouTuber. You're a YouTuber, if that's what you call yourself, watching somebody stream. Because I don't call myself a YouTuber. A YouTuber would mean that I was paid enough money to do this full time. That I am not. But we're coming back to YouTube for a streaming after 6 or 7 years being away from here. And we were working it out the other day. My channels actually was made in 2006, which is when I started going, or attempting to go pro with gaming. So I've been around for about 18 years, lads. So even though we're new to streaming here, we're not new and we're not thingy. We're not new and we're not a new streamer, if you know what I mean. We're new to streaming on YouTube. Yes, C-17, mate. Modded. It's not base game. It's over the years, Dave. It's been 18 years gathering subs here, but we have success on other channels. We've got 37,000 on TikTok, and I used to be a full-time streamer on Mixer back in the day with 50-odd thousand. So we know what we're doing. We just need to do it here again. No, I can build a channel. I just need to do it here. No, the right place to do it, and finally get the plaque off YouTube, and actually get something to walk away from all these years in work. I've done the work for it. I just did it in the wrong place. Oh, I'll do it. Hey, Shane, listen. These are hard to land, but look, just to show you, we know what we're doing with this plane. We're different. We're different to everybody else out there. And this is what I'm on about, that you should play the game sometimes just for a bit of fun as well, yeah? Feel free to have fun. But yeah, if anybody's going to land it, trust me, we got no problem. Because we got the control that most people don't. Thank you for the like. Thank you for the sub as well. You wanted it on a motorway, I'd put it on the motorway for you. But yeah, if you want control of the plane for doing landings and stuff, no worries. This is obviously where I clip it and we crash. But a lot of people take these games far too seriously. And as I was just saying as you came in, Shane, to Dave, and the rest of the lads already know it. I am hated in the flight sim community. I'm like, they don't like me. That plane can't do that. That plane would break apart if it was to do that. It wouldn't even get off the runway doing that. Shut up. Just have some fun with your game. The problem is that it's got the word simulator in it. That's the problem. So everybody treats it that it should be a simulator and only that. And like most people don't even know that you can, like people genuinely don't know that you can fly where you want, how you want on the game. Whereas what I like to do is I only put a departure on. Like today I've done a full flight plan, but like 90% of my flights are only departure only. And then I just freestyle. You don't have to put a destination. You can just say I'm taking off. You don't even have to do that. You can just take off in the air. You can actually spawn in the air. And people don't know it. People don't think that you can low level fly on it because it's not part of what the instructions do. Turn off the instructions. Turn off the tutorials. As soon as you like use them to learn how to fly the planes and get up in the air, but once you've done that, make it your own game. Make it fun. Make it whatever you want it to be. But landing will be heavy and fast and hard. We might have to do a double pass, or we might do a touch and go. You know, but again, turn it into what you want. But I know Istanbul is a beautiful place to fly around, never mind into. And I wanted to test YouTube for a bit of a longer stream and in the morning stream. So I'm not bothered about figures. Yes, we like the likes and all the rest of it, but I just wanted to see what the platform's like in the daytime. This is going to be a 3 to 4 hour flight. We're 2 hours into it, and I'll fly it a little bit serious, and I'll do things like that when people want to see it. And if you want a go on, get over. If you want a roll as we climb back into the clouds, we'll even chuck one of them in. But I'm not doing a loop yet, okay? We'll go up and we'll build some speed up for a loop. But the other thing is, most people, as soon as they take off, and even some people before they take off, hit the autopilot button. Do you know what I mean? Most people just hit the autopilot button, so you'll sit here watching autopilot. And I mean, theoretically, that is part of the simulator. That's how they fly planes the majority of the time. Like 95% is just done by the autopilot. But every single minute of my flights is done by me. I don't have any assistance on. I turn everything off. I get battered by wind. I get battered by turbulence. I've got a little bit of stick drift on my joystick, which I've recalibrated the other day. But I don't just sit here for 4 hours chatting away, pretending I'm flying a plane. I actually fly it, and I'm responsible for every single second of what happens. And if I crash, it's me that crashed. Do you know what I mean? But I like playing it as a game. You know, it's an arcade game to me. But yeah, I might do jets tonight. See what that's like. And we did Vancouver the other day. We did the UK before that, so I might go to the Alps actually, if I get on this. It might be COD because we've got Battle Pass to kind of get on with. But yeah, if you know if what you're interested in is getting involved in like doing the cold starts on the terminals and backing it out and doing all that type of stuff, then fair play to you. But sitting here for 4 hours bores me, not doing anything. So I'd rather just have, even if I fly it properly and I do it, you know, I've flown to America once from Heathrow, which took me 7.5 hours. So that's like my longest continuous flight properly. But all of that flight, I had my hand on the joystick, if you know what I mean. I had no reason to do that. Like genuinely, like 5% of the flight was over land. I could have just put autopilot on and cracked on with my day, but I think that if you're doing a flight, fly it. But also, if I'm ever on a plane and somebody says, the pilot's passed out, is there anybody who can fly a plane? I'm not bragging or anything, but I reckon I could get it down on the ground with a little bit of help from a pilot sat in the other seat doing it for me while I watch. But before jets came on the game, I flew the A320 like a lot. So I've got I'm coming up to passing 1,000 hours on the game. I'd say 850 hours is jets, and I would probably say like 100 hours is in the A320. So I used to cold start the A320. I've got the Thrustmaster Airbus. This one. I just use the joystick. I don't have the extra flight controls. And the reason why I went with this one was because if I want to get into commercial airlines later, it supports extra parts that I can get the throttles and everything separately, and I can get like dashes to go on top of my monitor and that type of stuff. So I can get a lot more extra stuff to fly it more like a simulator. The other flight sticks that Thrustmaster do and other companies do, it's one or the other. You buy it all as a pack, or you just buy the joystick and there isn't things. So this allows me in the future, if I wanted to do it more serious, that I can just buy extra equipment for what I've got, which will complement each other, rather than then having to go and buy another joystick with a throttle, a separate throttle control. It's so beautiful. But it is a glorious game to get lost in for a few hours as well. And we're on an older PC. We're not running any RTX stuff or anything like that. We've not got the most, the greatest graphics, but it is, yeah. That, yeah, we'll call it that time on here, yeah. Just with potentials of younger audiences and stuff. My fucking hand is killing me, man. Carpal tunnel, I think, is something that's going to get me over the years with this game. But yeah, I know I keep saying it, but I am actually, like, almost excited that YouTube's allowing us to stream portrait on here, because I've spent 2 years investing learning portrait streaming and what works well over on the other site, and they've been awful the way that they've treated me these last 6 months. So to know that I can come here, potentially have some success, and actually work. You've got an RTX 3060, right? Okay. And then what's your processor? You're on an i9 or a 7? Did they do it i11s yet? What's 3060? Is that 8 gig? Or is it higher of RAM? Thank you for the hearts. My PC's about 5 years old, but it was like top of the range 5 years ago, if you know what I mean. So I'm like i7 8700, 32 gig of RAM, and a 1080 Ti. Which I think, I believe the 1080 Ti is 11 gig of video RAM, isn't it? I think. So I do okay, but I obviously could do with an upgrade. Right, I see, I don't know about the Ryzens. I've always been an Intel. We've got a steady bit of air, lads, and I'm not quite on the flight plan, but I ain't moving off this until this starts wobbling me around again. Currently cruising. It's yeah, I'm certain my RAM's DDR4. because it had just moved to DDR4, and I'd got one of the first motherboards that kind of supported it. I know the 5's out now, but that's the thing with me. I'd have to get a full setup. But at the same time, my son's recently bought a PC, and it's almost on par with mine, and he only paid like 850 quid. So, you know, I paid a lot more obviously back then. 1050, yeah, it'd run it. It'd run it. What you'd have to turn off is the photogeometry, which is where it like uses Bing Maps to reproduce the land, because it'd put quite a bit of pressure on it, I'd imagine. So it'd run this as a game, no problem. But I think you'd need to turn off the photo link to Bing Maps. Like with me, I turn off the real life traffic as well, and I turn off the traffic at airports in that time. You know, like ground traffic and that. And I play between high and like super. Alright, let's bring it back on track. Bam bam bada bam. Bada bam bada bam. Bada bam bada bam. The only thing that I don't like about streaming on YouTube is that they pin me for music within seconds, and I'm always a music. Getting a 3050. Yeah, it's yeah, I'd love a new PC, but I gotta sort my life out first, and then we'll look at that type of stuff. Plus, I have the advantage that I do have good relationships with companies, so at some point one of them might come along and feel sorry for me and say, do you know what, let's sponsor you for a PC. Because even though I'm coming back here and new, as I say, I'm still blessed. I've got a channel with 37,000 followers on, a decent community in Discord, and we're very much one of the OGs of the UK stream community. So most people know me that's out and about in the stream world. All I need is a little bit of traction over here, and we'll be gone again. Dave, if you visit regularly, you will constantly hear of me and my quest to get a garage roof. So that's my priority this year. I have a garage roof with millimeters left, and like 60% of it is absolutely water-sogged, top and bottom, inside and out, ruined everything in the garage, and I have about 3 foot at the back of the garage where I have a little leather workshop that I work on stuff in the, like, for my break from streaming in the real life, if you know what I mean. The quest has been to thingy. But my best settings is on Discord, yeah. In aviation, go to pinned messages. You got yours for free, Ahmed, that's what I need. Chris, oi oi. To be fair, this one I got on, obviously, the Never Never is stuff, but I paid for it, do you know what I mean? So, when I'm set up in the new job in that, and I've got some money coming in, and I know what I'm earning, I might just bang a new one on the Never Never again. But not the Never Never is in never pay it, actually pay it. But, you know what it's like at the moment out there, you know, it's hard. It was harder to find another job than what I thought it was going to be as well. But at the same time, I didn't apply for everything under the sun, if you know what I mean. I was a bit picky about what I was applying for, because I didn't want to screw myself. And I think I've got the best of what's out there. Your depot needs posties. Yeah, no worries. Let me just do a 300-mile drive to you every day to do an 8-hour shift. Postman fat. Could you imagine? Just punching everybody's letter through the letterbox. Angry. You buy me a roof if you win a lotto, mate. You buy me a roof. Yeah, you'll get that extra subscription. You can have 12-month subscription to the extra one. Sadly, the extra one is Kick. I'll pay for 12 months worth of subbing on Kick. Oh yeah, man. Are you in Oz then? Can we drop the postman fat before we even start it? I ain't no postman. I ain't gonna be no postman. I'd love to come to Oz. Just to come through customs and excise. Because in the UK we have TV. We had a TV show that just specialised in laughing at people that tried to bring stuff into Australia because they're so strict on stuff. It's just amazing. I would bring everything through with me that I wasn't allowed, just so that I got searched and questioned on stuff. Because I don't help myself. I put myself into bad situations. Of course we know the theme for Postman Pat, man. We grew up on it. My kids grew up on it. How am I going to live in the UK and not know Postman Pat? But yeah, if I could get out of the UK, Australia would be. I think Australia would be my third choice. I think Australia would be my third pick of places to go. It'd be New Zealand, America, and then Australia. If you fly into Sydney, you're gonna get the rubber glove, but into Darwin, right? Well, I'm just coming to Sydney then, mate. You don't need to tell me anywhere else. I'm gonna go to Sydney. I'm gonna get myself a pack of nuts, a pack of seeds that you're not allowed to bring in. Straight in. And I'm gonna hide them somewhere else. I'm gonna let them violate me, and then say, actually, they're in my suitcase. Now you've got to go home and deal with that nightmare in your own mind. Yep. Same thing here. Tell them I've got pistachios, wild pistachios, and then say, oh, I've left them on my kitchen table. Now go home and deal with what you've got in your head. But yeah, New Zealand first, because I once watched a programme about someone who managed to buy really cheap land in a reserve in New Zealand, and they built a house out of 4 40-foot shipping containers with a 20-foot shipping container on the back as a mudroom, and it was amazing. And it was like up a hill, and they like looked out onto this nature reserve, which was phenomenal. And then America, because I've looked, I love property and that type of stuff anyway. I love looking at what I can't afford, because you can pay quite not a lot, but like reasonable price to get like 40 acres of woodland and just be hundreds of miles away from people, if you know what I mean. So genuinely, my goal is to be away from the whole civilization of the world. Australia would rank higher, but I feel there's more animals in these remote areas that want to kill me before I even get there. Never mind after I've annoyed them with a can of WD-40 and a lighter trying to scare them away. It probably is from that one. Yeah, it's stunning. I would live in that type of stuff. And get me as remote as possible and let me bushcraft it. Mate, spiders, snakes, They live in your toilets. Like my testes would curl up every time I thought about going to the toilet. It's all bullshit. So why do we see the videos on the internet, man? Why do I see videos of that stuff happening? I mean, don't get me wrong, you don't see it all the time, but you only need to be bit once. I've had two good mates move to Australia. One moved back, and the other one has made a good living out there. And both of them moved over. I believe both of them. They're like two different people from two different areas of the countries. Both of them moved over, and I believe both of them worked with Biffa. They've literally just gone to Australia to be bin men. And the one that came back after 3 or 4 years said it was brilliant, but like the cost of everything is more than what you think it's going to be. And there's obviously a lot of travel involved. And then the other guy is just like, dude, I'm a bin man. Like, I'm a bin man, and I earn better money, and I live in really good weather. And it's like, ah, yeah, fair play. Whereas the other guy, I think he got fed up. I think he was too hooked on the cost of what he could be paying in the UK for stuff, and also how quick it is to get around the UK. Because obviously, if you go and visit your neighbour in Australia, if you'd done the same journey in the UK, you'd be in the ocean. Plus, they say there's like a housing crisis over there, but then you don't know whether they say that just because they don't want people emigrating there anymore. I've heard that, like, last couple of things, like, I couldn't move there because I'm an idiot. I don't have a trade. But my partner could move there. And I could go with her. There is a housing issue. Then you need builders, which I'm not. So the housing issue is true then. You've got two mates that build houses over. Well, that's it. If there's trades there, yeah. I suppose it's one of them that you can only put in the houses in once the infrastructure is there, and you're not just tabbing on an area, like you're not just adding on like a couple of estates to an already like settled like suburban area, if you know what I mean. You're actually building a town, so you've got to run the pipes, the electric, the gas, the water. You've got to run all that to that area first before you can start building houses and stuff. It's not as easy as just saying, oh well, we'll put a new estate in that's going to be like half a mile away from an infrastructure which is already there. You need to actually run all this stuff out there, or even set up the facilities to produce the stuff there. So yeah, I wish I'd done it when I was younger. I really do. All I could aim for now is a little Spanish villa. Which I think I'll get more annoyed with in the end. Anyway, I go Norway. I ain't gonna comment on it. My comment isn't fit for anything. It's getting the permission to go there as well. Because if you've got the trade, and you've got if you've got the trade, thingy 37,000 is terrible. I'm mad. Yeah, but is that... Yeah, hang on, though. Hang on. Because I think the Australian dollar is it's like 200% of GBP. So I think that Chris's mates might be telling him 37,000, but that's 37,000 GBP equivalent. So it'd probably be more up to about 65,000. I think I saw something once. It like a can of Lynx over there is like $6. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. So yeah, he'll be getting the info from his mates as GBP. There's still not enough to live here, mate. You won't believe UK wages. UK wages are terrible, and then we lose it all to tax and everything. Like your poor. This is why you know where you say that the Brits are getting all the jobs. It's because we'll work for fuck all compared to us. Do you know what I mean? A poor wage for you is a good wage for us. We won't be used to anything. Like we'll talk about a role reverse of what goes on in your country. Eh? I'm not getting into the politics. Do you know what I mean? I could go on a right one with this. We play video games. We don't talk politics. I tell you what. You know you're getting near Romania when you start seeing players called Bogdan. The amount of Romanians I know called Bogdan is unbelievable. So we must be approaching Romania. That's amazing. If we're near Romania and we're bumping into players called Bogdan, that's genuinely amazing. That's made my day, that. Big Bird still don't want to sit in the air nice and pretty, does she? Oh, she's all over. I'm trying to remember. That is not a good view that you want to see looking out your window, is it? I'll stop trying to play with the back door. Oh yeah. Like we're playing on either Europe West or Europe North on the server, so you're not going to see as many players out here. But every single person that you see with that above them is an actual real player right now. So there's one behind me, and there's obviously one to the right of me. But like every person that you see is a real player. Oh mate, listen, I could with all of my like health issues that I've got, which as I say I don't go into details on stream. It's my issue, if you know what I mean. I don't want to share what's wrong with me. But I could go full pip, and instead, like with this next job, I'm choosing to go back to full labour and full roaming around, and it'll probably kill me off in the long run. But I could claim full pip easily. I don't have any fucking lungs to start off with, right? Do you know what I mean? But there's people out there that are happy to do that without anything wrong with them, and then you've got other people that you know it's better to in my mind I work. That what's absolutely stupid is that because I'm theoretically out of work, I've been summoned to the job centre on Saturday. I've never been in one, right? Probably that's probably a lie. I think probably when I was about 16 years old and I was deciding to go to college or not, I might have walked into a job centre there. But I've been summoned to the job centre on Saturday morning, right? And I sent him a message yesterday just saying, I've just signed a contract this morning with a new company. My start date is the 5th of March. Do I still need to attend? And they sent me a message back saying, yeah, you need to attend. And I'm like, Why? Like, I have a job, I have a contract, I can prove the contract to you. Why am I having to come to the job centre? I bet you regret that, mate. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and like, genuinely, I'll take on a contract so that they can see it, but I'm just going to ask them, like, why, why are you not, like, are you giving me more money because I've done this work myself? Because, like, you pay all this money to help people get into jobs, and you give them suits, and you give them all this type of stuff. I've done it all off my own back. I've not bothered you, I've not disturbed you, and I've not asked for anything, but, like, I'm the one that's getting summoned, not the people that don't even search for a job. I couldn't even tell you a good thing about them over here, mate. They're awful. Our government does not... Well, I say I'm not getting into politics on stream. I could be here all day. This is dangerous when I start ranting. Platforms turn my streams off. Yeah, because we get things like child benefits and that type of stuff anyway, for having kids in that and helping with costs from that point of view, just in general. And it's just complicated, because if I don't go to the appointment, they'll immediately stop any payments for anything that we're legally entitled to. So you basically become their little bitch, if you know what I mean. And because I'm not earning anything until March, so I won't get paid until the end of March, I've got to do whatever they say. But I'm like, why do I need to come and see you? Because your job is to get me a job. I've already got a job. I've got it. I've got a signed contract. I've been and done it. I've got my start date. I know what day I'm starting. What I might do is wait until Friday, tell them I can't attend, and for them to reschedule the appointment. And then by the time that they reschedule the appointment, I'll have already done my first shift. Yeah. You got a bill for 1,228 days to pay it. I'd just be like, right, well, I'll bring you some soil from my garden then. Because, like, I ain't got no money to give it you, so I'll give it you in, like, in stuff that I have got, and I'll just take them a couple of bags of soil every now and again. Mate, other than the offer of America, mate, I'm completely with you on the partying and the clubbing. I've said it before many times with you. Us that grew up in that era, grew up like our priority was just live for the weekend, and it was just purely about Friday night a good night, Saturday night all out, Sunday recovery, Monday to Friday work, so that you had money to go out with the next weekend. And it's like, it's still there. Like, even now, you're constantly always thinking about, like, just live for the weekend type thing. Hammer it when you can, and enjoy it when you can. Hence why I love that I'm already sorted for going to format and that type of stuff. I've already got my ticket for format. And it's not even until September. I need to book my hotel now, actually. I need to do that either today or tomorrow. And then I'm good. And then find some parking, because I'm going to drive. Go to Liverpool there, mate, Yeah, I've even booked it off with the new job, so that I know that I've got the time off work straight away, and that I don't have to panic. And I've booked, because I don't know what shift I'll be on. Obviously, last couple of years I've been working Monday to Friday, so I knew what to do. The main event's the Thursday night, and there's an after party on the Friday night. I'm going to attend both, but I've booked the Wednesday off, so that I'm not finishing it like 10 o'clock at night the night before and then driving to Liverpool the next day. I booked the Wednesday off. I've got Thursday, Friday off, and then I booked Saturday, Sunday off as well for recovery. Because it's yeah, we go hard when we go out. I'll die on a dance floor one day. It's murder on the dance floor. Go hard or go home, exactly. But again, like this was the first format event I went to was in September. You know, and for the owner of the event, Simran, to like actually come and say hello, catch up, have good words and stuff like that, you know, anyway, but then for him to notice, he was like, dude, you were on the floor, you were out, you were meeting and greeting people, do you know what I mean? You like really got involved with a whole event and that type of stuff. And he said it was mint, but like the dance floor was empty, and then we went on there, and we don't just like hang around in our group, if you know what I mean. If you were there and you saw, like, even at one point we got a little bit of a circle in a pit going, right? And we got like, there were only like 4 or 5 of us to start with, and then we got a few more people that we'd met in the night, and then we brought them in, and then there were like 7, 8 of us, and then we got to a point where there was about 25, 30 of us on the dance floor, and I was just pulling people off the side and just pulling them into it. We're just like, come on, we're just like literally for the next half hour, 40 minutes, just go for it and enjoy yourself. Just in a random basement in Manchester. Been there a time or two in my life. But at the same time, our generation of clubbing does that type of thing. Everyone's too interested in mobile phones and looking good. Whereas I was dressed as a 280-pound skeleton. Oh, man. And then I went to McDonald's at like 1 o'clock in the morning, dressed as a skeleton, man. It's outrageous. Ah, mate, I've done pirates, I've done everything. I think with it being September, I think it's safe to say that there's not going to be a theme. So I think anybody that's dressing up will be cosplayers. But the venues, I can't guarantee that this will be the numbers, because obviously they may restrict it down to putting extra equipment in there. But the venue itself could hold 2.2 thousand at this next venue. Yeah, you said you were building an airsoft thing. Do us a favour, because my son actually wants to go and try airsoft. Right? Send us the details of where it is, and then I'll see how far away it is. Because I'd prefer that he'd learn it off people that know what they're doing properly. If you know what I mean. So send us the location, and then I'll see how easy it is for me to drive down there and back in a day. And I'll also join in if there's places that I can like rent guns and stuff. And tell the owner I'll do him a deal, and I'll do a vlog on the place. Give me a decent package of renting some stuff, and I'll do a vlog on it. And get some content out about it. It's still the same drive, isn't it, mate? I can, like, London to Glasgow is no problem. I love driving, but I appreciate that offer. But it's what you call it. I'd still be travelling the distance, and I'd rather be in full control of being able to stop and do whatever I want when I want, if you know what I mean. I'm a driver. I love it. You get people that don't like it, and then you get people that do. I could be postman fat in a van. But yeah, send us details, and then when it gets warmer, I can work it out. But I'd prefer I'd prefer to come and that you can get some advice from people that know what they're doing, if you know what I mean. And it's not as stressy trying to work it out with people that you don't know then, while you're trying to sort your son out and you're trying to sort out what's going on and that. I love driving, like genuinely do. If I'd have done a 6 hour drive, I'd have stopped over. I wouldn't have done the 6 hours, played a game, and then drive home. I'd have stopped over, I'd have stopped over and made sure that people were going out. I'd have arranged a night out. But I can't remember how far south you are. We've been flying for 2 hours 35. Hey up. Right, where are we? We're there. Oh, we're not far off doing an approach, to be fair. Milton Keynes. It's not bad then. Just got to kind of aim for rugby and go south a little bit longer. Yeah, I remember Milton Keynes, the home of the roundabout. You got any roundabouts at your airsoft place? Yeah, I think Milton Keynes probably. I'd probably, what do you call it? Milton Keynes probably do the same. I'd probably just bang an hotel for the evening. Right, give me 1 second. I'm going to try and go toilet and back without crashing. And we ain't using autopilot. Let's straighten it up before we run off, eh? Now that didn't work, did it? How on earth did that come down so quickly? I'm hoping the engines don't cut. Now, I've got an intolerance to pork, right? Can't eat it. Goes through me within seconds. No, it takes a while. And I asked our lass to get us a pork pie. I just fancied one from the supermarket. I think she wants me to shit myself inside out. Look at the size of that. That's ridiculous. Shame that crashed. I didn't want it to crash, but let's be honest, nobody's watching a VOD for 2 hours 40 minutes of me flying a C-17 through the air. Oh, did it? It's just naturally over-rotated rather than it actually come down. Fair play. We're back on it. We're ain't doing too bad. Obviously, we could have. I would have liked to have seen some big numbers, but we've not had that second surge of people come through on this one. We just got the initial one for going live. But different time of day. However, we've still added 5 people to the channel today. In what do you call it? In I think by the time that we land, we'll have added. We'll be around 200 views, if not go past it. Oh, I'm going to shit myself sideways. Oh, I'll have some now, some in a bit. I've just hold that down. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. You're going to be feeling some turbulence for about the next approximate 3 to 5 minutes while I chew myself a pork pie. Then, if you need me, I'll be in the vicinity of the toilet for the rest of the flight. Don't worry, my new co-pilot will be able to land the plane while I shivel myself sideways. I shouldn't even have pastry. Well, yeah, I'm intolerant to pork now. Sometimes I get away with it. Most times I don't. That is damn good. Quite impressed I've managed to fly to Turkey, to be fair. No worries, Baz. Look at that lake down there. Let's have an actual look at it. It is a stunning game though, isn't it? Oh wow, that really dips. That's ridiculous. You can see why the flight sim community don't like me, can't you? Sat here eating a pork pie, doing death drops into lakes, and then stupid climbs out. No limit climbs straight out of them. I do wonder what, like, a sightseeing flight would do. You know, like in like a small little Cessna or something. Good old pork pie with a bottle of Lucasade. I tell you what though, Sneak, like, I couldn't endorse it enough. Because I was properly yawning at the start of the stream. Smashed the Sneak coffee. I've been buzzing ever since. And you just don't get the drop off like you do with other energy drinks. But yeah, send any photos through of that airsoft place. I can't resist it. I cannot resist it. Look what I've spotted. How low can you go? Almost stalled the engines. Flight sim community would be crying. Yeah, no worries, man. I wish these low flying airfields as I pass them. I'm going to end up eating half of this pork pie. It's massive. I'm sorry, landing gear's not out, is it? Sometimes it happens when you crash. Oh, there's another one. That's going to be a horrible angle to try and hit. Belly rub, not as clean as the first one, but pretty clean considering the angle that we had to adjust from. It's outrageous. Bloody squeaked them. Just have half of that for now. Don't rotate over again. Other than having to run to the toilet and having a slight accident then, not in the toilet, I will add that.
I'm going to do your video. Hold on. I'm going to tell you when to push play. Hold on. Yeah, push play.
Oh, hello. What a surprise. I wasn't expecting to record a promo video. Otherwise, I wouldn't have put my brand new tune on with Jordan, would I? Anyway, got some good news for you. Some good news for me as well. I am officially the headline DJ at Format this September in Liverpool, and I'm buzzing. You might even hear a bit of me music like this.
New DJ announced for Format. Right. Theoretically, we'll be coming into land. Pretty soon, potentially. So I should probably start taking it a little bit more seriously than what I am. Potentially. I want to go and look at a video that I recorded last night. Some new content. Because if I'm going to be getting subs like the way that I am, it's worth putting a content out. Plus, I might not use the content that I made last night because I think the sound level was off one thing that I was using, and I can't. It's like recorded as one track, so I can't like change it, if you know what I mean, without changing the one that's normal. So I'm going to see. I don't really think that you need to hear the other one that well, to be fair. But I might release it, or I might just have a go at doing a couple of them, and then build a bank up for when I start work. I can release them on an evening. so that people have still got content from me most days on an evening, if you know what I mean, for those of you which have watched over the years. Because shit is going to change, but with, you know, this week we've almost done a couple of hundred subs. If I can do that every week, it's worth putting content out there for YouTube to recommend it, and then we could see it absolutely just like multiply, if you know what I mean. So I want to have a look at it, see whether I can use it. If I can use it, then I will. If not, what I might do is record another one. I may just completely knobbing around. I might record another one and see what the difference is between the two, but I can't do the same thing twice. I can never do doing what I'm doing, which I won't go into what I'm doing. I can't do the same thing twice, if you know what I mean. It's got to be like done and dusted straight away. But at the same time, it'd be interesting to put one out there to see what people think, because there's no point in getting a bank of stuff made up to get in front and then finding out no one likes it. And then we'll be back tonight. I don't know. I'm not going to play Fortnite tonight. I don't know if to do jets on this, or if to play some COD and see how that goes as another test. Or some DayZ, but I don't feel I'm in the right place for DayZ at the moment, with servers wiping pretty soon. The base finally got raided, but it only got raided after they put the explosives out there in the market, with it being end of season. So I'm saying I'm going with I made it to the end of season without being raided properly. And I would say that I survived solo on that server for a season properly, with a base, with a heli. They couldn't get anything from me other than a spark plug. Granted, I had Mark's help the night that they did come for the raid, but as soon as they came online, they were bolting. They didn't want the smoke. But I think that's quite a decent server to have survived 5 weeks on as a solo. But I think if I play DayZ on stream again, I think I'm just going to play random servers and just see how long I can survive on each server, but not build a base, just literally play until I'm killed, but try and like level up as much as I can, like try and get fully kitted out as quick as possible. But play different maps, play different servers, play different like storylines from different maps and stuff to a degree. Alright, we need to start obviously banking round in a bit. But in answer to your question, probably yes. I will probably bolt when I land, because I want to come back later and do another stream. But I want to work on some stuff in between. I never do the rolls that way. Always the other way. back on the flight plan. I might do a little loop around Istanbul first, just because the city is stunning. And it seems a long way to fly without even looking at the area. But I said it'd be about 3.5 hours to 4 hours if I got distracted, and I've already dipped down a couple of times, and we're at 3 hours and 1, and I'd probably say 20 to 30 minutes we'll be in Istanbul. Istanbul. Obviously, unless we get a mass surge of people coming through, but I think it's safe to say we're not going to get that. Not now. If we were going to get it, we would have had it within this last couple of hours. Recharged, we are. I also need to work on a wallet as well that I'm designing. Where did you go, my lovely? I wanna know. But I also think that I need to change the thumbnails of the videos that I'm doing streaming in this method, because I think people will click them and then they may be disappointed to see that it's portrait mode. So I want to add on like a little symbol onto the thumbnails to show that it, and to actually like advertise that it's a good thing that it's portrait mode. Oh, why are Tops emailing me? That's not a good thing. Yeah, Euro 2024 sticker books. No. How much is a full box? I have once in my life bought a full box before of are they cards? Are they cards or stickers? Might be cards. £81 for a full box. Yeah, I bought. It's top, so it'll be cards. Panini or more stickers. I remember once I should have kept them. Rather than actually opened them and tried to do the whole sticker book. But I did once buy a full blister box of Panini stickers for one of the World Cups, 100 packs. I remember getting it on like a Groupon deal, I think. Does Groupon even still exist? Wow. I don't even know why I'm bringing it down a bit, because I've still got 10-15 minutes before we even start seeing Istanbul. Yeah, I need to try and find a mix that doesn't pick up on the YouTube sensors, because I think the jets need the music. Well, I don't really know, Derek. Oh man, need to stretch. Do 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 ba ba da boom boom. Here comes the sun. Do 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 do. Ba da boom boom boom. I'm thinking where them players are just showing on the left, you can kind of see it as a flick. I think that's actually where I'm going. I think it's just bringing me round on a weird angle for the actual approach of a separate runway. Excuse I. Welcome in, guys. How are we all this afternoon? I'm just doing a bit of a psycho run to Istanbul in a C-17. Not cheating like most pilots with the autopilot. We've flown at every single minute of this on the flight stick. One little crash when I had to run to the toilet and I refused to pause it. But we're I don't know, 3.5 hour flight. I think that you should be flying them, not autopiloting. Although autopilot is the true way of doing it, because that's what they do in real life. But thank you for the extra sub, whoever that was. Amazing work. And thank you for the likes today as well. A little bit harder to like. You have to hit the 3 dots at the top. And we only need 6 more to get to 3.85. So, as they say very cheesily, let's go. But yeah, we're just approaching Istanbul now, where we're going to be landing, and then we're going to go for a couple of hours, and then we'll be back later tonight playing a game. I've not made my mind up yet. Oh my god, excuse me. No, no. Yeah, I might go and work on a wallet this afternoon. I should stream off my phone on a separate channel for that. I do have a channel for the leather stuff, but I've not really done anything with it yet. Bam 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 bam. Whoa, why are you dropping frames now? Are we back? Why on earth? Just checking why on earth that's all of a sudden decided to start dropping frames. It's not what we need, is it? Out of nowhere. 1 second. Right, we're back. I don't know why, I've just got a massive amount of drop frames hit out of nowhere. I could do with actually getting eyes on this airport. I think that's it there. I've had to swap seats in the plane, I couldn't. That's what I was looking for. Gotcha. Right. I have a feeling we're going to have to come round, but we might. Yeah, speed's we could have potentially pushed the brake, but there's no point. We'll go back round. Why do we have to get drop frames just as we're about to come in for landing after a 3.5 hour flight? Well, 3 hour flight. We've taken half an hour off the flight time. Bum ba da bum bum ba da ba dum bum. What time are we on? 13:20. Do you know what, actually? Do you know what? We are going to land, but we're not going to land currently. I was going to land really quick because of the frames dropping, but it seems to have stabilised. I'm just going to nip down the coast properly to Istanbul. This is why I could never be a proper pilot. And then we're going to come back and land it. But it's such a beautiful city that we deserve a quick look at it. That's how we should have flown here, innit? Stunning. Absolute stunning. Alright. Let's bring the big bird down, eh? One day I might play this seriously. One day. I don't like the way that them runways are resin in. Right, off we go. Apologies to the for the lag spike that we got. I don't know what caused it, but we lost 6.5 thousand frames immediately. Do you know what? I'm going to bring it down on this twin runway instead. Maybe. I've not landed one of these for a while. It doesn't sound like a good thing, that, mate. Can't see the bloody runway because of the mist, man. Got it over there. We are rather close to it, though. Forget long run-ups. You know what? I'm going to power through that again, because that didn't even look like a bloody runway, did it? Right, we can trust it. It looked more like a taxi road coming in there. Which one's longer? Because this is going to need some stopping. I think we go with the original plan. I think original runway. If we don't fall out the sky. What do you do now then? You just got a load of parcels and no way to deliver them. Mad. That stick drift's doing me no use, is it? Get the angle of that. God, I need to recalibrate that again. Spin it in. I haven't really got the backwards thrust on it, to be fair. No, we're going to overrun that, I reckon. Yeah. But anyway, you get the idea. Oh, straight into the city as well. I can't remember how to stick me thrusters on the wrong way. I'd be deleting it once a week if I got overtime out of it. %. Right. Peace out. I'll be back later tonight with some proper flying. Maybe. Or COD. Or something. Either way, thank you for your time. 200 views. Plus 6 on the subs. Which is good. We rolled it round again. We only need 6 more to make that 3850 or 156 to get to 4,000. Achievable.